The first game, Sterren against Adams. Queen c2, Queen a5, Rook d1. Knight g4, TV concept. Another interesting move, as I said, is Knight b6. Knight g4, Bishop d2, Rook fb8, this pin didn't worry us, b3, Queen b6. Now we are treating c4 as with move Rook d1, white made f2 pawn weak. So h3, knight e5, knight e5, knight e5. Rook ab1. This is an important position to understand. We brought all our pieces to good positions. How we can improve? First, here again TV concept works. Bishop g7 and knight e5. We can play knight d7, but knight on e5 placed very strong. So we postpone this. And then we look carefully, we find another TV. Rook a8 and Bishop a6. Now let's think how we can make white structure weaker. If we can make him to do move with e-pawn, he move to e3 or e4, d3 square will become very weak, and our knight will jump from happiness. Now instantly a very strong move comes to our mind. That is of course done in the game by Adams. Bishop c8. Bishop opened the road of his colleague, and he wants to go to f5, making white to play e4, after which he can come back to c8, and then move again to a6, and then d3 square, as we spoke already about. And the game was played e4, Bishop f5. We are making white to play e4 move. Now Adams played Bishop d7. Bishop c8 was also possible. With Bishop d8 move, black is using the fact that white cannot play f4, because after c4, king h2, cb3, and black will win. And if king h2, f2 pawn will be weak. Now white wants to play f4, but now c4, attacking 2 pawns, and if bc4, queen f2, knight f3 is hanging, white is in a big trouble. After bishop d7, queen a6 will be also possible in order to get this knight to d3. And the game was played bishop e3. Queen a5. Now knight on c3 is a little bit weak. In the game was played f4, wrong move. The right move here should be bishop d2. Now black can repeat the moves by queen b6, or even can continue the fight with c4 move. But let's go to the game, and the game was f4 move, and to see why it's wrong. Here is the knight on c3 problem. Knight c4, very strong move. Knight g4 was also possible, but with knight c4 we are making him very weak pawn on a4. White will lose his pawn. Too many black pieces are attacking him. Queen, rook, bishop. And white can never play rook a1 because of our black square bishop. The game was played rook b8, rook b8, rook b1. Now another very strong move by Adams. Rook b4. Small tactics. White of course cannot take on c3 because of rook b1. And now with rook b4, then we take the rook with pawn, making him pass pawn, which with the help of 2 bishops will get to b1 without any problems. And the game was played bishop f1. Queen a4, another strong move. Queen c3 again is not possible because of rook b1. And the game was queen a4. If white played queen c1, then there is strong move queen a2, attacking b1 rook. If rook b4, again the same. And if bishop d3, then bishop h3, and black is winning. And the game was played queen a4, bishop a4. Now c4 pawn, very weak. The same, if rook b4, take with pawn, and the pawn is going to queen. If rook c1 now, then bishop b2, strong move. Rook e1, bishop b3. And c4 pawn is losing. And the game was played bishop d3. Bishop b3. Bishop b3. King f2. Now bishop c4 is not possible because after rook b4 we will lose a piece. Adams did a strong move, bishop a2. But rook b4 we know that it's not possible because after b4, after cb4, b pawn goes to queen, and the game was played rook c1, bishop b2. Rook should leave the c lane, after which he will lose the c4 pawn. Rook c2, bishop b1. And finally we are getting that pawn. Rook d2, bishop d3, rook c4. And the game was played rook b3. If king f3, please make on pause and say what should be the right move. Here is again the typical move that we saw many times in Mako Gambit, f5. We are making weak the d5 pawn. The game was rook b3. Now Adams is doing rather strong move, rook b4. If white rook avoid changing it, rook d3, rook e4, and it will be already 2 pawns. And the game was played rook b4, cb4, king e2, b3, king d3, bishop f6. King slowly going to a3, a2, and b pawn will promote to queen. Bishop d4 move, of course, is not possible because after bishop d4, b2, and the same if bishop d2, king f8, bishop c3, b2, king c2, bishop c3. After bishop f6, white cannot do anything to prevent this plan, so white resigned. A very nice and very typical games by Adams. Let's move to the next game.